Dráp Niflunga, the slaying of the Niflungs. It has been already pointed out, introductory note to the Regensmal, that the compiler of the Edda collection had clearly undertaken to formulate a coherent narrative of the entire Sigurd cycle, piecing together the various poems by means of prose narrative links. To some extent, these links were based on traditions existing outside of the lays themselves, but in the main, the material was gathered from the contents of the poems. The short prose passage entitled Dráp Niflunga, which in the Codex Regius immediately follows the Helraith Brynhild, is just such a narrative link, and scarcely deserves a special heading. But as nearly all editions separated from the preceding and following poems, I have followed their example. With Sigurth and Brynhild both dead, the story turns to the slaying of the sons of Gjuki by Atli, Guthrun's second husband, and to a few subsequent incidents, mostly late incorporations from other narrative cycles, including the tragic death of Svanhild, daughter of Sigurth and Guthrun, and wife of Ermenric, and the exploits of Hamthur, son of Guthrun, and her third husband, Yonak. These stories are told or outlined in the two Atli lays, the second and third Guthrun lays, the Odrunargaratar, and the Guthrun Kurvat, and the Hamthismor. Had the compiler seen fit to put the Atli lays immediately after the Helraith Brynhild, he would have needed only a very brief transitional note to make the course of the story clear. But as the second Guthrun lay, the next poem in the collection is a lament following the death of Guthrun's brothers, some sort of narrative bridge was manifestly needed. Dráp Niflunga is based entirely on the poems which follow it in the collection, with no use of extraneous material. The part of the story which it summarizes belongs to the semi-historical Burgundian tradition. See introductory note to Grapispa. In many respects parallel to the familiar narrative of the Nibelungenlied, and except in minor details, showing few essentially northern additions. Sigurth is scarcely mentioned, and the outstanding episode is the slaying of Gunnar and Hogni following their journey to Atli's home. Dráp Niflunga. Gunnar and Hogni then took all the gold that Fafnir had. There was strife between the Gjukings and Atli, for he held the Gjukings guilty of Brynhild's death. It was agreed that they should give him Guthrun as wife, and they gave her a draught of forgetfulness to drink before she would consent to be wedded to Atli. The sons of Atli were Erp and Eitil, and Svanhild was the daughter of Sigurth and Guthrun. King Atli invited Gunnar and Hogni to come to him, and sent as messenger Vingi or Knefroth. Guthrun was aware of treachery and sent with him a message in runes that they should not come, and as a token she sent to Hogni the ring on Valranaut and tied a wolf's hair to it. Gunnar had sought Odrun, Atli's sister, for his wife, but had had her not. Then he married Glaumvor, and Hogni's wife was Kostbera. Their sons were Sorar and Snævar and Gjuki. And when the Gjukings came to Atli, then Guthrun besought her sons to plead for the lives of both the Gjukings, but they would not do it. Hogni's heart was cut out, and Gunnar was cast into the serpent's den. He smote on the harp and put the serpents to sleep, but an adder stung him in the liver.